Hey guys.
Alright folks, we're here today to check out the latest from Sabaton. Yes, Lightning at the Gates. They announced a new album, Legends. Comes out October 17th? Is that when it comes out? October 17th, Legends by Sabaton. Alright, so this is the latest, Lightning at the Gates. Now, do you feel like Legends is like a cheap way of doing Heroes 2?
Yeah, I think so.
Because you kind of can put them...
But...
You can be more broad.
You can be more broad because technically...
Legends has to be about a specific person. Heroes has to be about a specific person. Legends doesn't have to be about a specific person.
In your mind has to be a hero, right?
Exactly. It cannot be just like a villain. Because a villain can still be a legend.
Because... Well, is the past two singles, are they part of this album?
Yeah.
Okay, well...
The Templars was not about a specific person, it's
exactly.
about a group of people.
And also, Genghis Khan, depending on who you talk to, is not a hero.
Could be a villain or a hero.
He was a dude who did things, but I wouldn't classify him nor a hero nor villain.
I mean, he was a hero to some.
He's a hero to some, villain to some.
Yeah.
He was just a dude. So, in the end, yeah, he's a legend. So, I think you could be more broad with it. So, is it cheaper Heroes 2?
I think it's a safe way of doing a hero style
without taking that name.
Exactly.
Because
without sounding repetitive.
Because then you can do Heroes 2 later on and actually make it a Heroes 2 instead of.
But I think this is a happy medium.
Yeah, it's a good medium. For me, I've enjoyed them so far. Yeah. So let's see where this one goes.
All right, let's see where this one goes. I see the Templars there.
I see Hannibal.
I think Caesar is going to be a song about Caesar, maybe?
From the road through the mountains they go. Change of seasons threatening march over mountains. An army ascends as the time is running out. A desperate move, a brave surprise. A threat to Rome comes from the north. Through rocks they go, through the ice, through the cold, the snow. Over mountains, an army far from home, leading beast and man through the cold and snow. Marching, they're moving on road, guided by the stars like the valley
have a feeling there will be a King Tut song. For sure, there will be a King Tut song.
Which
I think this is the weakest single that they've released so far.
a King Tut song is funny because like King Tut was like 14 when he died or some shit.
He's a legend. Like King Tut is a legend.
He's a legend, but he was a legend because of how young he was, not because of like what
Anything he achieved.
He didn't achieve shit. He was 14.
Was a child
when
of
he died.
incest, by the way. Had like
That's
a
why
crooked
kind
foot
of he
and-
died really young. Yeah, he was a child of incest.
Allegedly, I don't want to get sued by King Tut. Or that
It's not alleged. I
any
think he- I
Egyptian
think-
person.
No, a lot of Egyptian rulers died. Like some of them died young because of it.
Well, they kept it in the house. They kept it in the.
They kept it in the family.
They kept it in the family.
Not the distant family. The close
No, the
family.
close family. Anyways, I
Weak
think
as
this
fuck.
is the weakest
Weak as
single.
fuck, dude. And
Weakest
you know what's
single.
funny? I pointed out Hannibal, and then it was Hannibal, which I also think is like, well, don't come at me if this is not for me as someone who I enjoy history and whatever. I haven't gone back and done any like research on Hannibal in quite a bit.
Besides watching Silence of the Lambs.
No, different Hannibal.
Okay.
But like he's the only person that I know that rode fucking elephants into battle, and also like was able to get his men through mountains of snow and shit like that.
Through
like,
a narrow path, actually.
yeah. Like I'm going fully on this as Hannibal, which I think this is a fucking disservice to Hannibal.
To that story.
The fucking guy he was, like the warrior he was, and the tactician he was. Fucking disservice to him. This song is such a letdown, and it's funny because it's worse than the
For me,
Genghis. It's worse than the Genghis Khan song, which is actually good, and which is funny because there's a Deadliest Warrior episode, Genghis Khan versus Hannibal, and Genghis beats Hannibal in that fucking show, which shows in this. I think it's all the stars coming along.
And I think Genghis Khan's song is not as good as the Templars one.
No, it's progressively getting
worse,
but. Not saying the Genghis Khan one is bad.
No, it's a good
just
song.
Not as good as the
not as good as Templar one.
But this one is.
This one is worse than both of those.
But it's funny because it's not gradually getting worse because those two were still good songs. It just fully dropped down.
For
and
me,
what was that minute of nothing?
For me, this song, the reason why it doesn't work, like for me, the reason why it doesn't hit and it doesn't work, is there's three reasons, technically four. So let me see if I don't forget any of them. The lyrics feel completely forced in, like he's running to ensure that all the lyrics get hammered in there. It doesn't feel.
It feels so like AI generated.
They don't feel. They don't feel natural. The flow that he's singing doesn't. It feels like fuck. I gotta squeeze this fucking massive amount of words in this very short period of time. So that feels to me super forced, super contrived. I think singing this song live is gonna be a bitch. Like, it's really hard for you to jam all of that shit in there. That's part number one. Part number two, not even a guitar solo worth writing home about. Like, what is that stretch of sound there that just goes nowhere and adds absolutely nothing to the song?
It doesn't even add suspense
or atmosphere. Like,
atmosphere.
if the lyrics were like, oh, he's on the edge and the elephants might fall down this precipice or whatever, and then you create like a cliffhanger, a sonic cliffhanger.
Your suspense.
Yeah, but that's not the case here.
That's not the case here.
And then he comes back with the chorus.
And then it comes back with the chorus. And then also the chorus melody is something that we've heard a million. Da, 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 da,
there's like a dime a dozen. Dude, there's a dime a dozen Sabaton songs with that kind of
melody.
melody.
Only Sabaton. It's a very power metal. Da, 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 da. Dun, 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 dun. I'm trying to think. Now of song. I can't come to mind now, but I can tell I've heard it before millions of times.
No, but specifically, if we're talking about just Sabaton, specifically with Sabaton, that sort of like beat to that drum, they have tons of songs with that same sort of pattern. It's very repetitive. Like, I've heard that a million times before. It doesn't add anything to a song that already feels like it's going nowhere. Do you know what I mean? So then you have that. I said that's three, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's three. And then the fourth one is that silence. Because before the silence, there's like
There was
some
already kind of
instrumental,
silence.
but it was instrumental. But
But it was
should have been a
pretty
guitar
silence.
solo there, like which didn't happen. And then it just goes into this abyss of nothing. It's not even
But
atmospheric
that's what I'm
or
saying.
nothing.
That abyss of nothing is supposed to create suspense, but you can't just fucking shoehorn it in to try creating suspense when there's nothing suspenseful.
Why not having like no
Also,
guitar
like,
solo
come
there,
on,
like
man!
nothing?
I feel like the guy had a
The song.
like the lyrics and also the story being told with Genghis Khan and the Templars and stuff was a lot more interesting than just this guy riding through a fucking valley.
Because the whole song is
It's
about,
about that
is about
one-
one piece of the journey. It's not about how it starts and how it finishes. It's just
It's
the
about the
manga.
middle. It's the middle piece
But
of
it
that
keeps-
journey.
it keeps
which,
repeating
don't get me
itself.
wrong, that's quite legendary, and it's very about what the guy was.
But then you have to make it more gripping.
Yeah, make it more gripping, and also like he did more. He did more. Like there's more about Hannibal than just this, in my opinion.
Yeah, and also you can make, if you're gonna talk about just that path across the mountains, you can make that a very interesting and gripping story. You know, people that died in the snow, the elephants that perished, the ones that didn't, the ones that made it, the avalanche, whatever. Like it just feels like such a rich story is really dumbed down to like such a interesting approach. Not that the part of the mountains is not interesting, but the way it's presented here is not interesting at all.
No.
It just feels redundant. Just keeps going
such,
around in
such
circles.
a cool. Well, if you're gonna look at
Hopefully this is the dud.
if you're gonna look at men through history, like certain men through history that have done shit, warriors, Hannibal is one that you could definitely make a cool song around. So I'm surprised this is the dud. It sucks.
And I'm not saying that this
The dude rode fucking elephants into battle, and you couldn't give him a cool ass song. Come on, man. Who the fuck, dude? Who? Imagine being some fucking poor ass dude who had to look at a guy with gold armor and a fucking elephant.
I was just gonna say
Like run towards you very slowly, perhaps.
a story to me, if you're gonna tell this story of him riding through the mountains into battle, the riding of the mountains is the first verse. That's it. Then when you get into the chorus is the actual, you know, like battle starting,
yeah.
and then the second verse and whatever is the continuation of the story. You can still talk about the mountains, but talk about that as like a one verse that leads into something climatic. Because him just crossing through the mountains, as epic as that is, there's no climax to it. It's just a journey. There's no climax in that journey whatsoever.
That was
This song needed.
It's a grueling, not pilgrimage, but it's a grueling march through that.
Oh, the song was
snow,
grueling. At
right?
least they had
Hold
that
on.
in, that had
it's
in
a
common.
grueling march through that snow and through the mountain and whatever. But at the same time, the song sounds like a power metal song from the 80s. It's very open and like jovial. There was nothing jovial about it. So if you're gonna make it if you're gonna make a song only about that, then make it more like a darker song. Make it a darker song because it's not. They weren't marching with their fucking pantyhose and being like, "Oh yeah, I feel great." Like no,
not only
legs are gonna
that,
fall
and
off.
then also if you're gonna go that route, that part of the song that was just sound and went absolutely zero, add some atmospheric elements to it, like the sound of winds blowing snow. Like, you know, the sound of the elephant stepping on snow and whatever.
Exactly.
Add something that adds a feel to it, because that just was like blank space.
Because the song feels so empty.
So empty. A song like this, about this guy, about this story, needed to sound like Gates of Akbar from Windrose.
From Windrose.
Because that song is about, like, this name of the song is Lightning at the Gates. That song is about going into battle. The hordes coming towards you, and you're there at the gates holding your shields, holding the line. This song should have sounded like that, but not
from the other side.
But from the other side, not from the side that's defending the gates, from the side that's attacking the gates. Like, this is what this song needed to be. And I can't believe that this is what we got. We got like come on, seriously. And don't come on at me at the comment section that we're a bunch of Sabaton haters, because we're not. But we call a spade a spade. And we have our opinions, and we have strong opinions. Man, if we didn't care about Sabaton, we wouldn't have any opinion at all. There, you know what I mean? So the fact that we care, and Templars really set the bar extremely high for what I was expecting things to go. With Genghis Khan, I really enjoyed it. The video is probably even better than the song, but it's a great song nevertheless, but a step down in my opinion. But this one is, fuck, they fell down the mountain with the elephant.
And that also, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the chorus melody because it's been overdone.
But I'm not a fan of the chorus melody, but I'm also not a fan of the way the
I
verses are
understand also
rammed
you
in.
cannot be always. I can also agree that no one can ever be fully unique and brand new when it comes to melodies out there and whatever. You're obviously going to sound like one or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, you're a power metal band you've used that same melody quite a lot, and a lot of other bands use that melody. You know,
in that pattern. It's not just the melody, it's the pattern.
It's the pattern. The fact that you've used it already, like if you're a band that haven't used it before, then you're using it and you're doing your own take on it. The fact that they have like probably 6 or 7 songs with that same pattern and melody, guys, something else, please.
Because when you're playing live, you're gonna play other songs, and then it's gonna be like you listen to this, it's like fuck, that sounded like that song that they started the set with. Anyhow, not a fan. I didn't hate it, but fuck, not loving it either. So it is what it is. Now, let the hate comments roll in. I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. All right, guys, we'll see you all at the next one.
See ya.